and gentlemen, so I see the comments in the questions in the comment section. Why Texas? Why Maui? Why California up in the hills where the celebrities lived? Why in the hills on the East Coast? You wash them out. When you do your research and you find out these areas and what they maintain, for instance, in the mountainous areas on the East Coast, there's a lot of stuff in the ground. There's a lot of lithium mines that way as well. We are running out of lithium. The plan that Hillary had when she thought she was getting in, they was going to run a lithium uranium scam on Russia and start WW3. It always goes back to resources and power and wealth and control to control you. Television to control you, send you signals, subliminals in microseconds, showed you something your eyes didn't record it in natural but your brain did. Control. Several cities in Texas are actually pursuing smart city initiatives. Being wait a minute. Hold on, folks. There was something that I read that I want to make sure I find. Several cities, but there was AI. Here it go right here. This is what it's all about. Okay, smart cities, not just Texas. You got Hawaii, which happened with Maui. If you look up online and look up smart cities of 2030, this agenda, they want it by 2030. Revelation 19 and 11, Jesus makes his return, but not on a cloud. 19 and 11 is 30. We come back with them in verse 14. 2030, if you look it up, go on Google and type in 2030 and click on images. And just back all the way up. Because they feel like they can tell you and give and telegraph things ahead of time, but most of y'all so into yourselves that it's like if you put this information on ScumTube, Trashbook, a lot of folks on Trashbook especially, there's so much vanity there. When you bring this information to people, they be like, oh, that don't need, they don't want to hear it. But it's being built right before you, ladies and gentlemen. How many cashiers do you see at Walmart and Myers? Kroger's is about the only store here in Detroit where I'm at when I'm out here doing my apps. It's the only place that still use real people. Kroger's. Smart cities, folks. Electronics. Wi-Fi. Telecom. Telecommunications. Comms. They want to be in control of the money and your communication. Okay? Now watch this. Other Texas cities, Fort Worth is actually involved, come on train, is actually involved in North Texas innovations. Bro, that is not necessary. Now, he gonna stop when now, you better not do it again. Okay, this is very irritating. And then they don't be moving that fast. So I hate when they stop in the middle of the street, especially when I'm getting off work. All right, he's done blowing his horn. Now, involved in North Texas Innovation Alliance, sorry about that, working to build a smart and resilient region. Houston is also exploring smart city innovations or innovatives or I can't read today. Smart city initiatives. That's why I need my Dollar Trees on, particularly in areas like autonomous vehicles. Okay, that's another thing. Autonomous vehicles means that they don't need human beings. So what is that? Waymo? that I heard of. It's in one city where it's a car that drives you around downtown or whatever, something like that. Waymo, whatever it is. Now let's keep going, because I see a word down here that I want to get to. Exploring cities, initiatives. I don't know why I want to say innovative. Initiatives, particularly in areas like autonomous vehicles and transportation. It's gonna be time out for all us Lyft drivers and Uber drivers, because they're gonna get rid of that. They ain't gonna need you. Okay. Now, Brownsville has been recognized for its use of private 5G technology to enhance the quality of life. Water management. We've already seen the water management was involved, okay, in this cloud seeding thing that started in March and is going to end in November for Texas. But Texas wants to be a smart city. We just can't outright get rid of y'all and just kill you. So what we're going to do is smoke you out, we'll burn you out, or we'll drown you out. One or the other, okay? One or the other. Many Texas cities are exploring autonomous vehicles and other technologies to improve transportation. What if the grid goes down and you in an autonomous vehicle, the doors lock, you can't get out that piece, and it's driving around in circles? I put videos out there last year about a man was stuck in a car driving around in circles in a Waymo car, and he couldn't get out. Public safety, AI-enabled cameras and other technologies are being deployed to enhance public safety in Dallas and other cities. But what I was trying to get to, AI will be monitoring, will be on the monitor for everything. White House announces smart cities initiatives. Okay. Now, let's go look at Dallas, Texas. Let's look at Texas as a whole, right? Because this makes sense. When you look at all these other things that's been going on, okay, in Texas, and then you got major cities talking about becoming a smart city within the state. This is why they're doing what they're doing, ladies and gentlemen. It's so that they can bring technology in to our everyday life, to where technology will be their God. And because it already is. Don't play like it ain't. It already is. So when that flood happened, right where the word Texas is, that storm circled for hours between Austin and San Antonio, right around in that area. Okay, let me draw it out for you. Let me see if I can get my little drawer. Right in this area is where the flood happened. Okay. Kerrville, but other places around, because I was reading other people's comments. They want to turn again. Now, expect for more of these anomalies to happen, because according to the paperwork, the dossier that I found, the state paper that I found, it says that they have until March, until November, to continue this rainmaker activity. But on their side of the ball, they say we're doing it to fight the drought season. I can understand that, but you're killing people. Is this an excuse to get people up out of there? Same way you did Maui, blue tops didn't get burnt. You only gave them people $500 on the East Coast when you flooded them out in the hills in the Carolinas. What? Bet these folks, what y'all gonna get them? Y'all gonna get them some money? But yet we can send billions to Ukraine. That's not correct, folks. So this is what we're having. This is what we're looking at, folks. Smart cities, future technology and innovation. That's what they're doing to Texas, California. It calls themselves, or they want to be, a smart city. You can expect more of this crap to go on, folks. I just want to get on here and pop out a quick video. A lot of people ask, why are they doing this? They're doing this to convert the grid and to convert society into an electronic being that they control. using nanotechnology, 5G, satellites. But in the meantime, we need to create things and make them happen. And some of you think that's so diabolical. There's no way that, but yes way. Yes way. Do we need to talk about the towers? Do we need to talk about Kennedy? Do we need to talk about all this crap? Do we need to talk about the fluoride in the water? This is not your home. This is not our place to be. God says, you shall be with the King forever. This is not, okay, you were born here in the natural, but God said, I already knew you a long time before I even made this world. But these people here on earth will want you to think there is no, there's nothing happening outside of this reality, and you're going to live forever on earth. 2030 is the agenda. It goes back to 2030, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to keep saying, just go in here and look at 2030, folks. Their guesstimation is eternal life on earth. That's what they say. When you look at the 2030 map or the 2030 images, and again, we got to get, they want to get down to a 0 carbon footprint, okay? Now, while I'm doing this, y'all seem to like this, so I'm going to do this right quick. Watch this. Human beings will be immortal. I already had it typed up. Will be immortal. Okay, so now let's see what it say. Oh, I just saw 2030. Human beings will obtain most of y'all don't even know this. You don't even know this. This stuff is out here. And it would make sense the reason why they do what they do. Look at what they're planning. Humans will attain immortality with the help of nanobots by 2030. And this is one of the articles that I read a couple years ago. This was back in 2023. This is what they believe. We're going to merge what Daniel said, God said don't do, iron and clay. It will not cleave together. The clay will die. The clay is human beings. Immortality is what they plan on. Look at this New York Post from 2023. Immortality is attainable by 2030. How you going to do that without Jesus Christ? You can't. You can't. This is the same year that they plan on. The reason why I say this is because they think they're going to defeat Christ. And because they think they're going to defeat him, they're going to gain immortality. But they're telling you we're going to use nanotechnology. That nanotechnology and everything that they've been doing is to super human being, folks, so that you will be stronger to fight the Lamb when he returns. 2030, folks. I'm not making this up. Human beings will be immortal. There's a little bald head dude with glasses so they can hack human beings are hackable now. Supposed to be one of the smartest cats in the world, little ugly looking little troll dude. Look like a booger with glasses on. Human beings will achieve immortality. Of course, that's Reddit. But you see, okay? You see the tapioca pudding, right? Now, let's pause. All right, so before we take it to the word, let's do some simple math. I showed you their 2030 agenda. All things are tied together. Why would they put 2030 out there? We're going to be immortal. We're going to be superpower. We're going to be superhuman beings. Kind of like Captain America when he took the juice from what was the gang he was with? Hydra. In 2030, that's their plan. 19 plus 11 is how much? 30. Okay. Now, why is that important? Why am I showing you that, folks? For the simple fact that this is very important. Hold on. Okay. Now, let's go to the scripture. Revelation 19 and 11. I just showed you what 19 and 11 equals up to. It equals up to 30. Why is that important in the word? Because at Revelation 19 is the number of finality. 9 period. If you stick 29 or 1 or a 0, it's still finality. The final chapter before we start anew. Look what happens. And I saw, verse 11. 11 is the number of chaos, disorder, and judgment. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. He that sat on him was called Faithful and True. This is Jesus Christ, the Lamb. He also has a name written on his vesture that nobody knows. And in righteousness he does judge and make war. You understand what 19 and 11 says? The word judge proves that 11 is what it's supposed to be. And make war. This is in 2030. We come back with him in verse 14, folks. There is no rapture at the end. Everybody comes back who was raptured before the seals were opened. Look at verse 14. 14 is the number of salvation. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses. Angels don't need to ride horses. In case you come up with a goofball excuse, well, those are angels. We are in the mighty army. That's why they made gospel songs and said that we are in the army. I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord. That's us. We come back with him. And how you know that? Because it says the horses were white, and they were clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Because we was given our new garment in 1 Thessalonians 4, 16, 17, and also in Corinthians 15 and 50, also in Revelation chapter 4, and so many other scriptures. They say by 2030, ain't nothing happening in 2030 but a war, y'all. A war. Jesus is coming back to make war. He's not coming back to rapture nobody. Cut that goofball analysis out. When the word tells you clearly he's not coming back to rapture nobody. He's coming back to make war and to judge. And we return with him. We followed him. He came down first, and then we came down after. The Bible said we followed him right on down here, and he's about to get it popping. Well, that's not the church. If you want to be ignorant and say that, you go right on ahead. During this grace age, it's gonna come a time all that ignorant talk you're gonna have to boss up, and you're gonna have to account for it. Why did you say that when I sent people to you to correct you? You still said Why? With fear and trembling. What you gonna say? Lord, I told you to send me some help. I sent you help. Every time I sent you help, you sit on top of the house, you drown because you turned down all the help I sent you. Anyway, folks, that's the agenda 2030. They hope to be immortal through technocracy. I just read it to you. And they're going to equip. They want to turn God's place into their place and destroy the grid, bring up an evil grid, put everybody on it. That way you become soldiers for the kingdom of Satan in this great battle in 2030. But if you don't know your word, you'll think, oh yeah, we're going to be immortal. You're going to get your behind spanked if you one of them and he come back and you down here and he coming back and we come back with him. The brightness of his coming is going to wipe out everybody. Oh yeah, you're going to live forever, but it's going to be through torment and fire. Peace.